All right, the dust has finally settled after that action-filled Italian Grand Prix, and we're slowly coming to terms that Daniel Ricciardo and McLaren have won that race at Monza. So it's time to shift to Sochi for the Russian Grand Prix. And here's the stats preview. Now, this is going to be the 1050th Grand Prix in Formula One. And quite interestingly, all the milestone races in the hybrid era, the 900th, 950th, and 1000th race in Formula One, have been won by Mercedes. So there's a very high chance of Mercedes taking that win once again. And I don't just mean that because of that pattern, because Mercedes have 100% win record at this particular circuit. The circuit was first inaugurated in 2014, and in 7 races, they have 7 victories. And that is also a record for most consecutive wins at any one circuit. McLaren had 6 consecutive wins at Monaco between 1988 and 1993. Mercedes have chipped ahead and they could take an 8th consecutive race win at this particular circuit. But form is not really on their side because Mercedes have won just one of the last 10 races and Red Bull have 7 in the last 10 races. So although they have a very good record at this particular circuit, form is not really on their side so far. Um the Russian Grand Prix has always had a Russian driver on the grid. This year, it's going to be Nikita Mazepin, and before this, it was Daniel Kvyat and Sergei Sorokin. And you would very well remember in 2016 that the torpedo struck the person who actually coined that term, which was actually Daniel Kvyat running into Sebastian Vettel at the 2016 Russian Grand Prix, shortly after which Max Verstappen was brought into the Red Bull team. Uh, like Singapore and France, Russia has one of the highest pit lane time losses, which is close to 25 seconds. And that's a pretty big gap, mainly because Russia has a pit lane a speed limit of only 60 kilometers per hour. So strategy is going to be very, very key. Teams will usually go for a one-stop strategy here, but strategy is going to be very, very important. So keep an eye out for when teams pit, and I have a feeling that Mercedes will have a few plans up their sleeve to try and take the win and try to keep Max Verstappen at bay. And lastly, pole position at this particular circuit isn't very effective. Only 28% of the pole sitters have 1 year, and the last driver to do so was Nico Rosberg in 2016. Now, why isn't pole all that important over here? We've covered that extensively during in our latest newsletter, so definitely check that out. If you've not subscribed, do drop us a DM on our social media channels, or if you've already subscribed, check your email and get to know why pole isn't the best place to start from at this particular circuit. So that was the stats preview of the Russian Grand Prix. I'll catch you at the next one.
The omens really are looking good for Mercedes, aren't they? The historical part of it, and then, of course, the F1 heritage races as well. It's crazy how good the stats from F1 Stats Guru are. So, check out the links in the description to know where you can find more of his work on Twitter or Instagram, everywhere. But, Kunal, really, the omens for Mercedes look bright. Are they the ones in your prediction list for this weekend?